Hit the clock.
Are you able to share with us? It's not a big deal if we can't yet, but. Okay. Yeah, we can. You can count us in for. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lebron James Arena here in Akron, Ohio. This is the knockout round of the FCS Tour in Akron, Innovation City, taking on Jinga FS in the first semifinal. I'm Jared Cup along with Gerard Ascani. Gerard, the 4 teams are set, the semifinals are set, and this is the first one. What are you expecting from this match?
First one, Jinga was by far the most impressive team in the first round-robin games, and the only question that I have for them is that goalkeeping creativity was really a plus for them, as we just had a nice opportunity right there from Kai. He has been a standout for them all game, or all day. Kai Yamazaki.
Lost a shoe for Innovation. Innovation in their black uniforms going left to right on your screen. And Jinga in their classic yellow, gold unis. Really matching Brazilian.
Yeah, if you didn't know, it's futsal yellow.
Futsal yellow, and really, their name Jinga talks, comes from the idea of like a cool move, and that's what they're bringing to the semifinal today. What's your expectation for you talked about the goalkeeper on the Jinga side. How about on the Innovation side? This is his second game. We've seen him play. He didn't play in the first one.
He didn't, yeah, and I had a chance to talk to him in between matches, and this is actually the first time today, first time ever he stepped foot on a futsal court. So he's an outdoor keeper, and so for him, he was like just getting used to the flow of futsal, and he said it's been exhilarating, but if you watched him at all in the first or the last match, it would have been shocking to think it was his first futsal game. Yeah, great opportunity from Innovation right there.
Rasdorf goes short to Satoru Matsushima. Now up the line. Oh, Matsushima. The easiest chance of the day. We see that one more time. And it's not there. Now, that replay was actually from a little bit earlier, but wow. That could have easily been Jinga up 1-0.
Yeah, easily. They've had a couple of really good opportunities so far.
Really should have been Jinga on top in this case. But instead Innovation sneak away with it. Can we talk about for a second Jinga, or excuse me, Gerard, can we talk about for a second probably the biggest surprise of the day right now is we see an Innovation team that we didn't expect to come out of the group stage with the squad that Lansing City was bringing, and Columbus was kind of a question mark as well. And they win that game against Lansing City, probably the most surprising result of the day, as number 22 for Jinga goes down.
Yeah, that was a tough foul by Luan Tufani.
Excuse me, that's
Kai Yamazaki.
That's Kai Yamazaki. Yep, we have an extra name in there.
Ooh, great opportunity from Kai Yamazaki right there. Him and Erhan Raymond, they've been hooking up a lot today. Couldn't finish it right there, but another good example of the creativity from Jinga.
Here's Matsushima down the sideline. Trying to go inside. to Kai Yamasaki.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be saying Kai Yamazaki's name a lot this afternoon.
And that was a name that was said quite a bit in the first couple of games in the two Jinga matches that they won really pretty handily in the first two games, at least comfortable in the first two games of their day.
Yeah, and it's we did get confirmation that he is planning on playing with the Jinga team in the upcoming FCS season, so we'll get to see a lot more of him.
So 6 minutes into the first semifinal match, still two 20-minute running clock halves. Innovation on their home court. One of the newest teams entering into the FCS in the 25-26 season. Got to be encouraged with the results that they've had today.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely have to be encouraged with the results. They've been playing some outstanding futsal.
They'll be tested again here with the Jinga side. They get a takeaway. Here's Tufani. That counterattack squandered. Johnny Parada.
Go ahead. Yeah, that was not an example of outstanding futsal right there.
No, it wasn't. First time we've seen Johnny Parada all day, I believe. Looks like they have some of their squad from the earlier morning game back as well.
Yeah, what's interesting, though, is the second match for them, it seemed like they actually played better with less people.
Yeah, that game was now here's Tufani. Oh, Rasdorf collecting that one. He's tested.
Yeah, Rasdorf is really growing into this keeper role. He's already had a couple of saves already, and he's showing that he is ready for the challenge.
That one too far away from Straz. Now here's Brandon Bolish working with Luan Tufani in the back, going up the floor, trying to find Parada. He dribbles out of bounds.
And Tufani's another person that has really stood out to us in both of their games. We noticed that he was a creative element for them, very physical player, very strong all around. Let's continue to see what kind of impact he makes. I imagine we're going to be saying Tufani and Yamazaki a lot today.
Tufani going long, right to the foot of Riley McKenzie. Now Mario Magliano working with Yoshiki Kitagawa. Now on the near side, Aran Remen. Chip back to McKenzie. Innovation City still in that zone diamond look on defense. And what has that brought them, for anyone that's tuning in for the first time right now, that zone defense, what has that brought them, good and bad, today for Innovation?
Well, bad. They've given up some easy opportunities when teams are able to be creative and get behind them defensively. But good for them, with this new team formation, it's made it a little easier for them to play consistent defense.
Oh, strike. That one not off by much. Jonathan DeLucia challenging Rasdorf. He makes a glove save, keeping the scoreline at 0-0.
And it's one of the things you got to think about for a newer team with a lot of subs in the first match. They trying to get the solid structure defensively and a lot of substitutions. It can be hard sometimes to even remember what your responsibility is because there's so much switching happening.
Oh, shot to the near post. Nick Wilhelm coming through for Innovation. Jinga in a dangerous spot. Another near post kick save.
And I do think comparing the first match that we saw, Innovation, in which they lost, to the second one, which they won, I think a big call-out and a differentiator of that is Nick Wilhelm. He did a really outstanding job in goal and had a lot of fantastic saves.
Oh, wow. That one nearly got past the hip of Rasdorf.
It's one thing that we've seen out of Rasdorf. He saves shots with just about every body part, getting a hip save right there.
There he is getting back into his goal arc.
He had a face save earlier today.
Now Jinga on the counter. Straz too far for Matsushima. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Still scoreless here.
He may have a side bet going, trying to get a save with every body part possible.
Foul called here against Jinga. Takabatake doesn't like it. See that again. Yeah, he kind of pulled and pushed him down there. It was Yamasaki.
Over, under on an elbow save from Rasdorf today?
I don't know. It's I thought maybe a hip save would probably be less than that, but he got one of those already. Corner kick up coming for Jinga. Matsushima will take it. Goes for the chip all the way to the other side. Collected well, but the strike from Yamasaki off the mark. Straz takes over. Oh, the backdoor pass to Yamasaki. It was there. Surprised that they didn't connect on that one. It looked like it would have been a pretty easy pass in the goal.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is Yamazaki was calling for the ball, but he actually stopped his run short. And it's one of the old cliches in futsal and in soccer. If you start a run, you finish a run.
Now here he is again, the left foot strike right at the face of Wilhelm. He blocks it out for a Jinga corner.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take for Innovation to be successful. They need some outstanding goalkeeper play out of Nick Wilhelm. He's showing it right there. That's what it's going to take for them to pull away a victory here.
Speaking of goalkeepers, Rasdorf all the way up the floor, crossing the center line as a flying fifth attacker, and he'll retreat now with the ball in the corner. Takabatake wins the ball back from DeLucia. Now in the corner, Matsushima. Ball in, taken away. Innovation City the other way. Still at the foot of Tafani. Forcing a
incredible save from Rasdorf. I think it was kind of hard for us to see at the moment it happened. The official walked right in front of us, but he ended up on the ground with it in his arm. So we'll give him some credit there and just say incredible save.
At the near post there, I believe the strike came from DeLucia. Still scoreless in this first semifinal. Oh, that one blocked by Wilhelm. Shot from Rehman. Defense coming from Innovation City there.
First 15 minutes in, we've seen a lot of action, a lot of shots on target, some really strong saves, but no goals.
No goals yet. Jinga with quite a bit of possession in the attacking half, facing that diamond zone defense of Innovation. Defense pays off this time, and Innovation Now try to go up the court to a pivot spot. Prince Chisha, one of the players that was absent from the previous game. He can't control it. Now Jinga have possession. Innovation content to sit back in that zone pretty much around the half line.
You know, fun fact about Prince, he actually likes to sleep without a pillow.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that.
You know,
but Magliano has something he wants to say. Takes a shot, but met by Wilhelm.
We'll see what kind of effect that has on his neck flexibility, because I think no pillow, I think you get a lot of a stiff neck syndrome.
Yeah, I don't know much about that. I only know about sleeping with a pillow.
Maybe you should try it sometime. Let us know how it works.
Maybe I won't. Here is Riley McKenzie. Looking down the line to Yamasaki. And the Innovation defense standing strong, but upcoming corner for Jinga.
Yeah, it feels like they've gotten a lot better, a lot more organized as the day has gone on. And, you know, when you play a system-style defense, that's what you need sometimes, just time together.
Ball across the face of goal. Two Innovation players collide. Jinga think it's their ball. Kai Yamasaki can't believe it. But the officials say it got through clean. Innovation restart, and their attempt forward goes back into the possession of Jinga. Jinga into the corner. Try to bring the ball across. Deflected. McKenzie toe poke wide. Good chance there, just a couple meters outside the arc.
Yeah, Jinga's getting some really fantastic opportunities that are resulting either in just shots that are just wide or just off target or great saves. So if they keep this up, they're looking like they're a strong contender to come out.
Luan Tufani fighting with two Jinga players over possession. It's going to stay with Innovation. Jinga give that away. Innovation with a kick now deep in Jinga territory. They go back to Niles Span. Back in the corner, crossed. Good ball.
Yeah, really good ball. There's just nobody there on the back post to put it away. Prince was in the neighborhood, but just not close enough to make contact with the ball.
Johnny Parada putting that one across. And then Jinga's attack also comes to nothing. Restarting coming for Innovation with just under 1:30 to go in the first half. Scoreless first half. Oh, trying to change that was Kai Yamasaki. Another save from Wilhelm, his 7th of this game. He's faced a lot of activity.
Yeah, he sure has.
In this game, Rasdorf has to add a save of his own to the tally. Looks to be his 6th of the night.
Yeah, and that's really the difference right here is the goalkeepers. They have been doing a tremendous job keeping the ball out at all costs.
40 seconds to go in the first half of the first semifinal. Can either team get a swing of momentum going into the second half? Will we stay deadlocked at zeros?
Well, it looks like Jinga has won a corner here. 20 seconds left. Let's see what they can do with this last opportunity.
No hurry to take it. Looks like they're thinking this will just be the last kind of play of the half. Oh, not a bad connection there. Takabatake off the corner. Half volley. Good connection, but well wide. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And Luan Tufani is going to watch the final seconds tick off the clock. And half number 1 is in the books, 0-0. Gerard, a lot of saves from this man here, Nick Wilhelm, and some critical ones. He faced a lot of shots. Not all of them were on frame, but he faced a lot of shots. Looks like it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 shots coming, in his vicinity. He's certainly been a key to innovation, keeping the clean sheet, and they've had some chances of their own as well on the other side.
Yeah, really, one of the things that we talked about coming into this game was the question mark of the goalkeeper of West Rasdorf. He hasn't made all of his saves in the conventional manner, but he has made them in a way that gets the job done, whereas Nick Wilhelm has made some really outstanding saves as well. And so it's been good to see the goalkeeper play both ways.
So we're going to have second half action on the other side of the break, as well as some stats to talk about. Don't go anywhere.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, second half action has kicked off here in Akron, Ohio. Lebron James Arena. Second half of the first semifinal. Jinga FS taking on Innovation City. Currently 0-0. But Jinga trying to change that. Takabateke's shot goes a little bit high, but it's blocked by Brennan Foster, who's back in net for Innovation.
Yeah, so we're seeing a change in goal. We talked about how great of a job Nick Wilhelm did in goal, and now we'll see what Brennan, if he's up to the task.
Innovation on the counter. Lucia met by Rasdorf in net. And speaking of Rasdorf, Gerard, I think we are definitely seeing a better performance in net for him than the last time we saw him play a part of a half at Lansing City in the FCS. He's been much better today. Oh, and as I said, he almost gets scored on far post, and he actually does. Sorry about that, Rasdorf.
Yeah, you jinxed him, but, it's one of those things that can happen anytime you talk about it. The change can come fast, and that's one of the biggest challenges for Wes Rasdorf because he's not a prototypical shot stopper, and the more opportunities that Innovation put in and around the net, the harder the task is going to be for Rasdorf.
So now Jinga find themselves in a hole with 17 and a half to go. Oh, Yamasaki trying to cut into that, but hitting it first time well wide. So Innovation with the 1-goal lead here in semifinal 1.
I really felt like Innovation was kind of just feeling things out. Same thing with Jenga in the first half. A lot of great opportunities, but nobody put anything in. So Innovation getting the early goal and almost getting a second from Wes Rasdorf.
Wow.
What a mistake, but he was able to save it from going in. That would have been devastating.
Here is Jinga. In the corner. Back to Raymond. Touch inside, strike, deflection. And Foster is there.
Yeah, those are always tough to handle and to understand how to come where with the deflection the ball could go anywhere.
Another deflection. Rasdorf actually loses it, and that's going to cost him goal number 2 for Innovation, Luan Tufani.
Well, we said we were going to say Tufani's name a lot, and it's like, how did that ball bounce out? I'm really confused how that even happened. How did Rasdorf lose control of it? Because he had the ball in his possession, but it looks like it just eked out of his grasp, and Tufani was able to slot it home.
So a 2-goal advantage now for Innovation. Jinga have work to do if they want to make it to the finals in the tour once again. And a 3rd goal for Innovation.
And again, it's more of what we talked about too. With the biggest question mark for Jenga is the goalkeeping. Really, all 3 of these goals are goals that you would expect your goalkeeper to at least stop or put a body on, deflect out for a corner.
So this is now the 2nd game in a row that Innovation has faced an opponent that has made some very costly goalkeeper mistakes. That is a big part of their journey and how they got here in their win against Lansing City in overtime by a single goal. 2 early mistakes leading to easy goals for Lansing City in that game, and the same thing in this one.
Yeah, and it's one of the things when there are opportunities that present themselves, how do you take advantage of it? And Innovation has taken advantage of all of these mistakes.
They currently have the 3-goal cushion. They're looking for another one. Great play. Bringing that down is Jonathan DeLucia. Jinga looking for a way of attack. Rasdorf coming forward as a 5th attacker. They have 13-20. These 3 goals.
Yeah, and it feels like that clock is going down fast. I mean, it feels like the second half just started and we're already nearly halfway through. They need to make some adjustments, and they need to do it quick.
Double team coming on. Aaron Rahman. He's able to retain possession. Looking for a big teardrop. Headed away by the Innovation defense. Yamasaki will try to find the ball in the banners and put it down for a kick here. McKenzie with a strike, blocked by the Innovation defense. Riley McKenzie with it now. And the defensive Innovation standing strong. So what do you think, Gerard, if you're Innovation right now, you have the 3-goal cushion, what are you thinking right now, and how are you trying to play?
Yeah, the biggest thing right now is do not lose your marks defensively. Keep your formation, keep your positioning and your structure, and they are doing that right now very effectively.
And goals in futsal can come quick, just as their 3 goals came quick. Don't want to give any room to Jinga. Even just one mistake leading to a goal can be all the momentum shift that is needed. And if you're Jinga, you are desperately pushing for that breakthrough. Strike from Rasdorf. He's out of net. Could it be taken advantage of? No. Tafani. Missed touch there from Jinga, but they get it back. Ball comes over to us. Now Rasdorf flying up again. Ball across blocked. Rasdorf strike. Well wide. And he's upped his aggressive play in the last, well, really since going down three goals.
Yeah, and really they need to figure something out because, you know, the shot stopping is the opportunity for him, but he's more solid with his feet. And so how do they take advantage of that and use that opportunity as a strength?
And Jinga take the first step of getting back into this game. Shota Takabarake.
And that is a name that we have said many times tonight. Shota Takabarake. What an outstanding effort right there. And we can give Ehran the assist from the header as well. Great teamwork there to hook up for that connection.
Excellent placement. We have a foul here against Takabarake. But he sent that one to the roof. And now the question is, what kind of momentum does that bring in this game? Does it shift? Does Innovation put an end to that momentum quickly? Time will tell as the keeper comes up. Innovation in danger here. They get it. Shielding is Lufani. And a strike and a sliding across the floor is Magliano. Rasdorf puts it into play. Kitagawa can't get by the press of Innovation. And they are putting some more pressure on. Still in that zone look. Now Jinga have space. Can they make them pay? Left foot strike blocked. Just under 9 to go. 2 goals to make up for Jinga. That one going for the far post. Out of bounds. And a turnover on the kick-in. Ball was in the field of play. You see Giuliani Campos right there, just a moment before that. And the bench not in uniform, but kind of coaching along with Matsushima and Straz, putting that one across the face of goal. Golden opportunity for Yoshiki Kitagawa. And there is Campos. Currently on injury, trying to help coach his team along with Matsushima back into this game. It's only a 2-goal deficit now. And Jinga get it. Can they? Oh, trying to cut it there. But 2 Innovation players sliding into it. The keeper and Tafani. They do not want to let this one slide away. Rasdorf flying up. His shot goes well over the bar.
And he's had a lot of those shots today, but all of them have soared high. And so if he can figure it out and get that shot lower, might have an opportunity to put one on frame and, challenge the opposition a little. Right now, every time he takes a shot, it's really not challenging whatsoever for the goalies.
We have our first ceiling touch of the day. Got hit like a speaker behind the American flag there.
It's surprising that it took that long for the first one. There's quite a bit of clearance on the rooftop here.
First roof touch, but we have had a banner that's hung in the rafters come down already today. Rasdorf takes a strike, handled by Foster.
Yeah, much better attempt by Rasdorf as well. Challenge the keeper.
Rasdorf still up. Straz with time. Blocked by Ben Ivan. And you got to wonder, Gerard, you are down 2 goals, but it is a really big risk with this much time remaining. Oh! Did it go in? No, says the officials.
Wow.
That was on the line, and we'll have the replay of that in a moment. But for now, it's Rasdorf coming up. He kicks it out. Let's see it again.
Outstanding effort from Brennan to make sure that ball did not go in.
Wow, yeah, nearly got through the 5-hole.
Wow.
Right there.
Yeah, that's a fantastic effort. It went through his legs, but he was able to spin around and show off some of that flexibility and maintain control of it without it crossing over fully.
Rasdorf across the half line.
And so for those unfamiliar, just like in the outdoor game, the ball has to cross over the goal line completely. So every piece of the ball has to be past every piece of the line for it to count as a goal.
In that case, the officials deemed it did not happen.
Yeah, we didn't have a great angle on that, so it's hard to tell definitively, but it did look like that was the right call.
The official was in a good spot right on the line there. And for any fans tuning into futsal for the first time, you see goalkeeper Rasdorf here in the blue on the near side of the screen. Oh! And sorry to direct your attention away from that amazing strike from Aaron Remon, but all of a sudden Jinga's only down 1.
Yeah, what a strike. The last 2 goals from Jinga have been top shelf and high quality products. They are showing off some skill tonight.
So with 4.5 to go, the deficit is 1. Oh, trouble here for Jinga. No, they get out of it. Wow, this is turning out to be an exciting finish here, Gerard.
Yeah, it started to get away from Jenga, but they have maintained their composure and got right back into this match.
And if you're Innovation, you're doing everything you can to hang on to this 1-goal lead. It's not very much, but you do have a little wiggle room because if Jenga scores like they almost do here, McKenzie had the back post a little bit late.
Wow, that is you can see that Jenga's offense is continuing to evolve. They're not used to playing with a fifth attacker, and this is where you can really take advantage of having Wes Rasdorf in goal.
And as I was saying, the 1-goal lead, if Jenga were to score again, that would only put them at a tie, but they certainly want to. Innovation wanted a double touch there, and officials deemed it wasn't. Straz working against DeLucia. He comes away with it, trying to go across. And they will certainly take their time on this corner. Innovation bench.
Yeah, you can see Nolan right over there was very upset about it. He wanted a second touch there. I have to agree with the officials, though. I did not see a second touch.
Rasdorf across the half line as well, and he has it here. He's got Aaron and Raymond Takabatake. Now Raymond knocking it back and forth, looking for an opening in this diamond defense of Akron. Takabatake finding space to the corner. He gets it back. Rasdorf. 2:20 to play. He takes a strike. Brendan Foster is there.
Rasdorf must have heard us talking because ever since we said something about all of his shots going wide and high, all of the other attempts have been very close and challenging for the keepers to handle.
Innovation goes short. Jenga could have an opportunity here, but cleared away by Ben Ivan. You can tell Innovation on the defense, they are
scrambling.
Yeah, they're scrambling. They're doing everything they can to clear it out and survive these last minute and 45. Ooh. Oh, that ball came across clean. Takabatake in the area. Jenga in the high press. They win it. Oh, that looked like a handball.
It sure did.
Now Matsushima. Oh, and this could be it. DeLucia puts in goal number 4 on the open net. And it certainly looks like Innovation City is going to the FCS Tour Akron final.
That is a huge momentum swing right there. Satura was not able to maintain possession of the ball, just lost it, couldn't make a clean pass to Rasdorf, and Rasdorf was caught out of goal for the easy put-in.
Foster takes care of that one at the near post. Under 60 seconds to play. Jenga need 2, so they're going to need 1 very quickly. This match is the first time they've trailed all game today. Rasdorf tries to take a half volley, and his teammates don't really like it.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds to play. Up to DeLucia. Rasdorf going to take it. No, he's going to leave it and go back in net. Jenga needs something right now. Matsushima. Takabatake, miss hit. And Foster waits until his count was almost at 4. And with 4, 3, 2, and 1, ladies and gentlemen, the home team, Innovation City, are going to the FCS Tour final here in Akron.
I cannot say I'm not surprised right now.
That was a lot of knots there.
This is shocking. Yeah, I don't know if that's a triple negative, but whatever it is, I'm shocked right now. Jenga played exceptional in the first 2 matches, just taking away some opportunities with the goalie, and they showed it last time at the Tour in Lansing. I was not expecting to see Innovation in the final, but look, the first time we interviewed Innovation, when they introduced themselves as coming to the FCS, their expectation was to be in the final of the next FCS season, well, they're doing it the right way by making the final of the tour here in Akron.
So Jenga drop it 4-2. Innovation comes out on top, and they will make it to the final. And that final will be happening in just about 5 minutes. But before we go to the break, just very interesting to point out, Gerard, you have to keep in mind, talk about how Jenga played earlier today. Keep in mind who they played. They played the 2 college teams, and based on the action that we saw from CSU Futsal and Grace Futsal, I think those were the 2 weakest teams out of the 6. And so they played well in those games, but now they're playing a team that looks to be, was a little bit better. But also Innovation City, they made it to the final. That's amazing.
They did.
But
yeah,
also
that's a testament for them.
The last 2 games they played, there were 2 goalkeeper mistakes, and they won both games by 1 goal.
Yeah, and we started off the game with Jenga saying that was the question mark, was the goalkeeping play. We really started the day with that as the question mark, and it really proved to be the case for them. With really all of those goals were preventable and avoidable. And, if you're Satoru, you go back to the drawing board and figure out, what are we going to do in between the pipes?
But Innovation City got it done, and they have made it to the final. And they will play the winner of this game, which is Columbus versus CSU Futsal. And that game will kick off on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Score bug. Oh, I mean, I guess I could have done that. Yeah. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the LeBron James Arena. We're kicking off the second semifinal of the FCS Tour Akron. It's CSU Futsal versus Columbus, playing for a spot in the final against Innovation City, the home team. CSU in the green going left to right on your screen, and Columbus in that kind of, I don't know what I've been calling it, blue, turquoise blue.
Yeah, turquoise, teal.
Right to left on your screen. I'm Jared Klepp along with Gerard Ascani. And if you're tuning in with us the first time, this is the second semifinal of the FCS Tour Akron. First one was a thriller, a one-goal victory by Innovation City over Jinga. They were able to withstand the late push from the team in gold. So they have made it to the finals, and this game right here is for the right to be the second team in the final.
Yeah, and so far today, Junior Camacho in goal for Columbus has been outstanding. So he looks to be one of the keys to their success coming away in this semifinal match. I mean, one of the things you say about Camacho is he has literally been all over the place. Defensively, offensively, he has some really good strikes on goal. But his shot-stopping ability has been outstanding, on another level, really.
Columbus taking that one in a strike toe poke, looking for the top shelf save by goalkeeper Iman. We've got some last names here for the starting five of CSU Futsal. Number 11, Sebastian. On the defense there, a shot from Arturo Fernandez blocked. It'll be out for a corner. Columbus on the attack. They keep possession in the corner. CSU thinks it's theirs, but it's not. Fernandez here in the back. Into the middle. Trying to hold up play was Juan Bolanos, taken by CSU. Muscled off the ball there. Columbus with possession now. Space, a toe poke. Looks like he's okay. Here is CSU in the attack. A strike from good distance away. Really haven't seen any kind of coordinated attack from CSU yet. Columbus with the majority of the possession thus far, and these two teams had different, quite different roads to this point today.
Yeah, they definitely did. One of the ways that Cleveland State got here was really the helter-skelter, counterattacking, back and forth, fast break offense, and that's how they were able to keep up in their group stage. And like you're right, we didn't see much of a coordinated attack from them. So will they have regrouped and found some more coordination? Time will tell.
Well, as we talk about it, Columbus gets their first goal of the game. Pretty relaxed and easy one for number 8, Juan Bolanos.
Well, you talk about
to the roof.
A coordinated attack, and that's what it looks like right there. Columbus, really good structure offensively, and Bolanos just knows where to drift to make that happen. Great work from him to find the open space.
1-0 Columbus after 4.5 gone. And I was about to say, on paper, CSU is the weakest semifinal team coming into the semifinal with just 1 point. But they had a tie in their first game, and then they had a better goal differential than their counterparts, Grace Futsal, who they tied with, and both teams lost to Jinga. So that's how they found themselves in here. And on the other hand, Columbus, on paper, one of the strongest.
Yeah, Columbus has looked really solid today. You know, this is one of the things we haven't seen a lot of them over the last couple of years. So this is really encouraging, and it says a lot about the culture down in Columbus, Ohio.
Great move there from Stanley Scandal to keep the ball in on the sideline. And he wins a corner as well. Getting a little jumbled up is Arturo Fernandez. Takes a strike well off the mark. He's frustrated with himself. He knows that wasn't his best effort there. But Columbus do retain possession in a corner, and they're about to take it here. All the way back to Fernandez. Little cut back. On the near post, trying to go for the 5-hole was Brian Rodriguez. Collected by Iman. And up in the air, Camacho handles that one. Here's Dante Garcia. Working with it was Stanley Scandal, and he kept it for a shot. Thought he earned a corner, but did not.
Yeah, Scandal has been strong all day. He has been giving every single defense fits, and he is a handful to handle in the penalty area.
Well, that was number 18, Fernandez, looking for Dante Garcia. His pass was off the mark. Clearly frustrated with himself. Columbus getting it back quickly, but they give it away just as fast.
Ooh.
Knocked off the ball is number 17, Rodriguez. And he gets up a little bit gingerly, but he looks to be okay.
There's a free kick in a dangerous area as well.
Tough angle. Ball comes back up to Garcia. He goes all the way back to Camacho.
Surprised they didn't do more with that. One of the things that we've seen out of a lot of the strongest teams in futsal is intricate set-piece plays, but they really just gave up possession on that one.
Junior Camacho in net for Columbus. He receives it here. Good ball up the floor, stolen by CSU, but he really hasn't been busy at all the first 8 minutes here of this game. In the past games, he's tallied up a few saves by now, but it's been rather quiet for him in the back.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Columbus has a pretty solid defense, and when you match that with Cleveland State's inability to really maintain possession or be creative on offense, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities, I wouldn't think.
Camacho goes up the court. CSU able to thwart that attack. Up the floor goes Columbus. Garcia. Back to Rodriguez, back to Garcia. On the sideline looking towards the middle. Hamaza Balasri. A little too high for him. Restart from CSU now. Oh, down the sideline.
It's Hideki.
Hideki. Nice move there from CSU Futsal. Columbus now with control. Fighting for it was Sebastian. But Dante Garcia comes away with it, beats a defender, 3v1. Goes for goal himself. Saved by Iman.
It's a really good idea, but it's just such a slow developing play. Garcia had two different options, and he chose probably the weakest of the three options at his disposal, trying to slot it home, trick the keeper, but a quick, easy pass probably would have resulted in an open goal.
Columbus on the attack again. They're forced backwards. Columbus take the corner. Lots of space for Braden Beggs. He sails it up and over. Columbus thought there was a deflection or to get the ball back, but they did not. So now CSU Futsal on the break. Strike outside of frame, but still touched by Junior Camacho. He gets his first hand on a ball. Columbus deep in their own territory now. Can't get it up the floor. Now here is George for CSU. Can't get by Brian Rodriguez, and surely he's going to receive a caution, and he does. So the first caution of the match goes to number 19, George of CSU. He lost it right here. Yep, and then clipped him on the way back.
That is a really good decision to make that foul there, because if not, that's a 1v keeper.
Great strike from Hamaza Balasri. And Iman with another save. Oh, on the other side, number 9, Jorge Sanchez, was looking for it. And he was all alone, but couldn't control it. So 7.5 to go in the first half. Columbus with a 1-goal advantage in the second semifinal. Out of bounds, last touch by CSU. Columbus puts it back into play. Can really feel like it feels like this game, there's not a lot of energy coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's like, both these teams, this is their third game of the day. It's a lot of futsal to play, but it's like there's just like an intensity and an energy that seems to be missing from this game that we've seen in really every other game today.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest challenges, and we saw that in the Lansing Tour too. So Columbus just got off of a match playing against Lansing City, really high intensity, and so it's hard to maintain that level of intensity over such an extended duration of time. And Cleveland State, they haven't actually played for hours, so to get back to that level, it just takes some time as well.
Foul against Columbus here. their first of the half.
But I can't say I'm surprised because it's really the same theme that we saw last time. The games leading up into the semifinals played at a much higher intensity level than we saw the semifinals and finals in Lansing.
I think a big part of it is, we talk about on paper CSU being the weakest team to the semis with just a single point.
Yep.
It does feel that they are having a hard time keeping up, especially on offense in this game. But they're doing enough to only be down by 1. And as I say that, goal number 2 comes in. Jorge Sanchez puts it away.
Yeah, and again, another outstanding offensive flow for Columbus. Really great work together to bring it in. And, just look at how they work, the passing lanes, the movement. Fantastic effort from them.
2-0 Columbus 5 minutes ago in half number 1 in the second semifinal. Columbus looking to add a third one. Braden Beggs was there. Columbus watches this one go over the sideline. They make a substitution. CSU also making a substitution of their own. Columbus in a dangerous area. Toe poke blocked. CSU sitting back in a defensive posture. Shot from Columbus blocked off the elbow, but not really extended, deems the referee, and a toe poke to the far post. Juan Bolanos gives Columbus the 3-goal advantage.
What an outstanding strike from Bolanos. We said that we would probably be saying his name earlier today, and we have continued to do that. What an outstanding strike.
And Amaza Balasri was there on the far post. Had he gone any wider, would have just bounced off of his body. But he hits the post, and it's rattles in.
That's the beauty of the back post run, is you just you extend your opportunity to score by creating a wider window for the ball to enter the back of the net.
So with that third goal, goalkeeper for CSU, Iman, now at a 50% save rate. He has 3 saves and 3 goals against. So half of the ones that come on frame that he needs to take an action for, he has saved half and let in half. On the other side, only 2 saves for Camacho and no goals against him. He really hasn't been challenged this game yet.
No, he really hasn't, but he's withstood the little pressure that he's seen and has done what he's needed to in the moments.
Heavy pressure from CSU defense. Columbus retained possession. Oh, into the middle. Bolanos was there just out of his reach, trying to find his 3rd goal of the night. Now CSU on the attack. They get it into the attacking half. Great touch from Lester. But he misses wide, and probably one of the best chances for CSU in this half. Good touch in the corner from him to keep it amidst the double, kind of splitting the double there. Just over 60 seconds to play. Columbus with a 3-0 advantage. in the second semifinal. Winner takes on Innovation City for the title of champion. Thought something might be building there for CSU for a moment. Now into the banner goes number 18, Fernandez. Hit right into his own teammate. And now Lester. On diagonal, headed away by Sanchez. Corner kick for CSU, under 30 seconds to go. Blocked, another corner incoming. This one's gonna get whistled back. No, it's not.
Surprising.
Very surprising. The ball was very much off of the corner there. We've seen infractions whistled in today's match that were much closer to the line than that. Now can Columbus get another one before the half is over? Trying to be a little bit fancy was Arturo Fernandez. And a look of disgust from his teammate, Juan Bolanos. He's got smiles on his face, but Bolanos not too happy. So half number one ends. Columbus with a 3-0 advantage. And we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with second half action in FCS Tour Akron. Don't go anywhere.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Luke, we're still muted. Welcome back to second half action here in the second semifinal between Cleveland State and Columbus Futsal. Columbus Futsal has really been dominating so far today, and really it's been a creative offensive display from them on all of their goals. We have seen some tremendous creative play, excellent communication and teamwork, and let's see if we continue to see that trend develop. One of the biggest opportunities for Cleveland State is just the lack of development of any type of offensive structure, and so we've really seen that theme all day for them. It's really been about counterattack and quick offensive strikes, and there has not been a lot of build-up play for them, and they will need to figure that out to beat Camacho in goal, because Junior Camacho has been solid all day, and he has continued that today as we see another strike. Columbus Futsal again. Not surprising at all. Augusto Barreo, what a strike, and another assist. You know, it's just a creative build-up that they continue to do, and they're finding these spaces and making that extra pass. It's one of the things we talk about time and time again from a team like Olay. That is what makes them so successful, is taking that extra pass, and Columbus has been adapting to that same ethos here in Akron. Good defense from Scandal. Able to thwart that attack and maintain possession. Scandal back on the ball. Some nifty footwork, but he cannot get past Hamza Belisari. Columbus here and can complete control of the semifinal, up 4-0. 16 minutes left in the Akron journey for one of these teams. Ooh, dangerous slide there by Arturo Fernandez. Looks like he earned himself a yellow. Very well warranted there. Completely out of control in that play. Oh, interesting movement. You can't say it's without lack of effort from Cleveland State. They are doing everything they can. It's just really lack of time together and practice and training, getting on the same page, building some creative flow offensively. The effort is there. They just need more experience, and you know that's one of the beautiful parts of the FCS Tour, and what we're doing is giving teams like this the opportunity to play more together and play at a higher level. Scandal with a very ambitious cross that just did not find the right teammate. Arturo Fernandez back on the ball. Oh, nifty move. Gets credit for the nutmeg and wins a corner. There has not been a lot of substance out of Arturo Fernandez today, but there has sure been a lot of style. A nice little back heel flick, creating some offensive engagement there as Columbus wins a kick in. It's one of the things earlier in this match, Arturo Fernandez drew the ire of his teammates when he was putting on a skillful display instead of making the extra pass for an easy goal. And, you know, the trend continues, Jared. We have not seen Camacho challenge much today.
Yes, in this match, we have not seen him challenge there. He goes on to make one on the near post. Definitely was challenged earlier today, but in this match, he has been mostly comfortable as Columbus sit in a very comfortable place with a 4-goal cushion. Really haven't been in much danger of getting a goal scored on them all game. And at this point, I think, you don't want to take things too easy if you're Columbus, but I think you got to realize that 4 goals is really tough to overcome, and you might want to think about resting for the final. It's 4 games in one day if you make it all the way to the final.
Yeah, and they have played a lot of the same players most of the games today.
Who nearly getting a 5th goal.
Really good effort there from Braden Beggs to create that offensive opportunity.
Now with 12 minutes to go in half number 2. CSU looks to restart. Long ball off the mark. Did make a connection with it, but couldn't quite make it.
Oh, about the best offensive effort we've seen all game so far. It did end in a save from Camacho. He was up to the task, but Cleveland State with a little bit of creativity on display there. Hopefully we can see some more of that in the last 10 minutes so they can give themselves a chance to walk away here, not only with a W, but at least have some effort to be proud of. And another ball gets through to Camacho. Not much of a challenge to him, though. And what you love to see is the effort and the intensity out of Cleveland State, even being down 4-0, having not won at all in this tournament so far, but continuing to put the effort in, doing their best to come out on top. Oh, good effort there. And it looks like we'll have Jake George joining us on the mic. One more time, a treat for all of you viewers at home.
Yes, I am back. No worries at home, guys. Jared's doing just fine, just resting those sultry tones for potentially seeing a comeback in the finals. So
And if you didn't notice, that was my attempt at play-by-play. Complete, utter failure, but hopefully you were entertained. Jake, so what we've been talking about here is really what Cleveland State needs to do different here in the last 10 minutes. We've seen a couple of creative attempts offensively. They've challenged Camacho more in the last 2 minutes than they did the entire game before that.
Yeah, and I heard you guys talking a little bit about the challenge of this schedule. And, game number 3 is a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
A long break for this Cleveland State side is a challenge. So
Yep.
is this a team that's iced right now? Would they have benefited from a faster turn, or are we just seeing, tired legs for a team, especially being a collegiate group that's probably off for the summer, trying to refine their footing in their training? So definitely a challenge here for Cleveland State. They've had an uphill battle for this tournament, but there's still time if they can find that spark.
Yeah, and for a lot of these players, this very well may be the most futsal they've ever played in a day.
Absolutely, something that we've talked about for both tours is how does a team manage their minutes? Accumulated foul against CSU here for the shirt grab we saw. Got a pretty good grab of Juan Bolaños' kit there. And this one going against Columbus.
Well, actually, it looks like it's against Cleveland State. Against George.
There we go. Perfect. Dante Garcia rotating the ball out of the back. Dante's such a big part of the community in Columbus and its futsal scene, and he's done a lot for, and his wife Melissa have done a lot for futsal here in Ohio. One of those teams that had some really intense rivalries with other teams like we saw with Lansing City today. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them face each other today, but hopefully something we get to see in future. Or excuse me, they did face each other.
Yeah, no, we did.
But hopefully we
did.
see, my point being, we hope we see more of that.
More of that in the future.
Of course.
It was really great to see that. I've heard a lot of great things about Columbus futsal and their heritage and their history. So seeing them back here in action has been really exciting.
Absolutely, and it looks like that passion hasn't died at all in their time off away from their previous league. So really good to see them back in action, and as kind of the one of the older guards, of the sport here in the United States, one of the almost founding clubs that really started things at a league level in a lot of ways back in the MLF days, and now we even.
Oh, did they play in the MLF?
They were
days
as
too?
well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to them facing kind of some youngsters here
Now
tonight.
that
really
makes sense, because Jared Kleppel was sharing earlier about him playing Columbus, and so during the MLF days, that's when he donned the Lansing City kit. So I imagine that's when they played against Columbus in the MLF.
Great cross here from Cleveland State, but just out of reach of the pivot. Cleveland State finding a little bit more energy here in these last couple minutes.
I feel like for the viewers at home, that's always one of the biggest challenges with futsal. There's just so much history with futsal in the United States, but a lot of it's hard to find on the internet and news sources or videos. So, there's quite a few different places that I've come to find mine, including your YouTube channel, Futsal News.
That's right. Yeah, it needs a video posted to it soon, but it's been good, and there's a lot to learn about the very rich history here. I think that a lot of people don't realize how much history there actually is in futsal here because it never really went mainstream. So hopefully this changes things as you guys join us here on FCS Live, and we can really excel the game. Cleveland State here looking to excel their game, but draws a foul in the process. Pretty hard drop.
Yeah, dangerous foul. Definitely well warranted to get the caution. I'm curious to see exactly where the foul happened if we're going to get a PK here.
It sounds like he might have gotten the keeper there for Columbus notices something that kept Zhao for Cleveland State off of his side. Saw something that concerned him, and the Columbus team now trying to help him out. Eli.
And it looks like we need to get the mop to clean up some condensation on the floor. It's always important to put the player safety first. And anytime there's any type of condensation or moisture on the floor, want to make sure you can take care of that before we resume play.
We'll quickly get this cleaned up and then get back to the action. It looks like really hard fall there for the Cleveland State player. We hope he's okay. He's getting checked out at his bench.
Still have yet to see it determined if this is going to be a PK or not.
I thought I heard some of the players walking by thinking that they were going to see a penalty kick, and it looks like the CSU players are kind of lining up for it that way.
So it
and
will
it
be.
is. There it is.
Will be.
There's our confirmation. I thought maybe. So hopefully, little reminder of the rules there for the players on the court. They have to be behind the kicker. You can't just be outside the arc.
Now what's interesting is they put the ball in the wrong spot. They put it on the 5-meter mark instead of the 6-meter mark. And it looks like Dante Garcia is using his experience to help make sure we get the ball put on the right spot. But I think he's going to get overruled.
Which seems to be unfortunate because that is the correct answer, Dante. It should be on the arc, not on the. Yeah, not that hash is meant for the goalkeeper on the 10-meter penalty. That they can't go past that as they come off the line. Whereas in this case of a penalty kick from the arc,
there we go. We got it right.
Keeper's got to stay on the line, and it looks like we did get it corrected here, which is good.
Regardless of how it happens, as long as we get it right, that's always the optimal solution.
Columbus not going to complain too much about this, killing plenty of time through this whole process. And there's the goal for CSU. They make it onto the board. Not a ton of celebration. They know they got some work to do, but number 19 for Cleveland State gets that one.
And that's George for Cleveland State.
Columbus Futsal now looking to burn out this clock. Cleveland State sitting back. They're going to invite that all day long. Now Cleveland State with an opportunity with a counter. Can they make something quick out of this? Unfortunately, too fast-paced, and the ball fumbles out of bounds. A great turnover there from Cleveland State, but they're not able to retain. Now a shot on the opposite side. Kick save from the Cleveland State keeper. He's called back into action after a little bit. Another one from Dante. Another kick save as the goalkeeper protects his 5-hole. Quick restart from Columbus. Kind of surprised by that with the time and the advantage here. Cleveland State looking to put a little pressure on here right at the end. Can they do another shot, a shot in the run of play? No. And here the goalkeeper comes up and finds himself kind of alone. But luckily Columbus catches up with him.
Yeah, they're playing really out of pocket and aggressive based on the game situation here. Great save, Jake.
I might get recruited tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, with only a minute left, you would have thought that Columbus would have slowed it down and really played the game out with some game management, but they're not having any of it. They came here to play. They're going to take full advantage no matter how much time's on the clock.
Definitely something that makes up their DNA and their history is the fact that they the pride is always on the line, regardless of scoreline, regardless of time. And with 20 seconds left, Cleveland State's looking for a fleeting effort to at least get one more goal on the board here. Doesn't find its way through. They get another chance again. No luck. And there is time. Columbus Futsal advancing to the final, which we will see here live in about 20 minutes. They get a quick break, and then they get to jump back right on the court and have a rematch from the first group game all the way back at 9 a.m. this morning, Gerard, against Innovation City.
Yeah, how about that? What a treat we're in store. The bookends of the game, first and last, will be the same matchup.
Could this be the beginning of a future rivalry between these two clubs? We will see. Don't go anywhere as we catch Columbus versus Innovation City for the final at the FCS Tour Akron.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FCS Tour Final. Here in Akron, it's Columbus versus Innovation City for all the marbles. Last match of the day. I'm Jerry Klipp along with Gerard Ascani. If you've tuned in with us for multiple parts of the day, thank you for tuning in. And if this is your first match tuning in, welcome to the final. These two teams had a game earlier, Gerard, and that one was an exciting match, the first game of the day.
So you could say this is deja vu, or you've been waiting for it all day, and either way, you were right because this is the final, and yes, it was the first match of the day.
And that game was a narrow margin, just a one-goal victory for Columbus. And actually a play late in that game that would have tied it was a free kick that Innovation did not wait for the whistle.
Yeah, it was a controversial play at the time because the officials said that they had to do a whistle to restart. Nice shot by Arturo Fernandez. Brandon got his hands on that, Brandon Balish, and he was able to push it just wide. But, yes, they didn't wait for the whistle to restart. They took it early, and it just showed some of the inexperience of Innovation to the game of futsal.
You mentioned Brandon Balish. He is back in net in Columbus, threatening again. We saw Brandon in net for the first game and then the first half of the first game, and then we hadn't seen him in net at all. But now he is back in the white goalkeeper jersey for Innovation as they try to complete the dream run, winning the tour at home.
Yeah, it truly would be a magical experience for them. It's one of their expectations. You know, the first time we ever talked to Brandon, we interviewed him, he said that they would be in the finals of the next FCS season, and so this is their first FCS action, and here they are in the finals.
And they face Columbus, who have been pretty steady all day, and they had a very easily handled game in the previous match in the semifinal. Of what did that game end up at, Gerard?
4-1.
4-1 victory for Columbus.
Yeah, and it was really just they handled the game very well. They managed it very well. They had a lot of creativity on offense, and they have looked like the best team all day.
Here they are threatening. They get an easy first goal on the back post. With less than 3 minutes away, Columbus take the lead.
You know, you say an easy goal, but here, this is the part about their team. They just make it look so easy, and it's really the movements and where they find themselves at on the court. And once again, you know, it's all about the scandal positioning. And I'm not going to say scandalous positioning because Scandal, he's been doing it all day, and he finds himself once again in the exact right spot, just open in front of the goal.
So in a similar fashion to how Innovation gave up the very first goal of the day, that one was about 10 seconds into the match. This one about 3, but it's an easy one near the goal. And they have a deficit to climb, but a lot of time to do it. 2 20-minute running halves. The only difference between this final and the rest of the games of the day is both teams do get a timeout per normal FIFA rules, so one each half that they can use. And of course, at this point of the day, this is both of these teams' 4th match of these shortened matches, so fatigue certainly a factor at this point in the day.
Yeah, game management and understanding when to use that timeout will be really effective for helping them maintain the appropriate level of endurance and stamina they need. Wow!
And now it screams by Balish.
Scandal again! Again, twice, doubling up. We have seen him have an incredible impact on the games today, and Scandal once again puts it in the back of the net with a long-distance opportunity there. Wow, what a shot.
Going to the roof was Stanley Scandal. Another strike, this time saved by Balish.
I was going to say it's a scandal that Lansing City's not in the final, but not according to Stanley Scandal. It's not, because we have the scandal here. and it's Stanley.
Here's Columbus. Balish stepping up to defend. And that one careless, given away by the Columbus defense. That was Fernandez who gave it away. Now Innovation threatening. Camacho coming up with a save.
Yeah, it's one of the things we talked about a lot today. If you haven't watched all the matches, Camacho has been really strong in goal all day today.
First foul of the half goes against Columbus. And Innovation wants to try to go quickly.
But the referee has indicated it's going to be a whistle for the restart. Let's see if Innovation waits for the whistle this time.
And here they go. Over to Tufani, and his attempt is blocked.
Yeah,
they do retain possession.
Tufani's another name that we've been calling out a lot today. He's been having a tremendous impact for Innovation, and he's truly a standout player for them.
He has it here, gives it up. Columbus the other way, 3v1. Can they find a way to punish? Balish gets his fingertips on that strike from Bolanos, or else that would have been 3-0.
Yeah, early on here, Columbus is in a commanding position.
Off the corner. Here's Barrera.
Columbus in complete control of this match so far.
With the 2-goal advantage. Barrera over to Bolanos. He blows it over. Restart coming from Balish. Balish up the floor. DeLucia. 2 defenders there. He loses it. Now Columbus starting their attack. Walking the ball into the attacking half. Still a zone defense for Innovation. And how about that one from number 8, Juan Bolanos, deflecting it into the goal for goal number 3.
And you know where the assist came from? None other than Stanley Scandal. Wow, he's making an impact on this game. He set that one up.
Excellent touch.
Excellent touch.
Amazing from Juan Bolanos.
Wow.
And 3 goals in less than 8 minutes against Brandon Balish, and he has taken himself out of the game. And in his stead, it's Brennan Foster.
It is not the way you want to start this match, but you know you got to tip your hat to Brandon to recognize that Brennan needs to step in. Sometimes you just need to make a change in the pipes.
Tough competition there. Columbus thinks it's theirs, and they are going to get it. And there is Foster. We've seen a lot of good play out of him today for Innovation. I believe this is his 3rd half that he's played.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, he's been pretty solid between the pipes. He even did a pretty good job when he played in the outfield, too.
Dante Garcia with a turn and strike. Blocked. Innovation trying to maintain control. Great movement there. A little grab. And he's not going to get a whistle, number 36, who we don't have on our roster sheet. That's a good move to keep the ball. And now here's Tufani, but he loses it right away. So Columbus take control. Immediately up to the pivot they go. A little ticky-tack foul there. Kind of grabbed him, I think, from behind. Garcia along with Brian Rodriguez. Standing over, looking to the back post. He was on it.
Brennan Foster snuffed that out, though. He knew exactly where to be.
Again, called upon. I think it was
Garcia took that attempt.
Beggs, number 25 for Columbus, that was on the far post a couple plays ago, and there he is again. missing well wide. Hitting that well-placed FCS banner that's gotten a lot of activity today.
It has gotten a lot of activity.
Advantage, says the referee. We're going to have a rolling foul soon here against Columbus. Nice pass there from Garcia. He gets it back. 2 players coming on. Thinks he gets fouled. Nothing. He comes up a little bit limping, but Foster the other way. Can Innovation capitalize? No. Get an explanation from the referee here.
2-2.
So we're at 2 fouls apiece here. Now we had a rolling foul plus another one. We take another look at it. That was the one that got called. Not very egregious, but some grabbing there. So with just under 9, 3-0 lead, 2 fouls apiece here in the FCS Tour Akron final. And Innovation's going to get whistled for that. A little too aggressive for the likes of the referee was Jonathan DeLucia. Columbus goes quick. All the way to the other side, Beggs. His attempt is blocked. Now Garcia. Holding it up, trying to turn. Fighting for it. He gets it. Strike. Good save from Foster. Columbus corner, they go short. And with a 3-goal advantage, Gerard, they are in no hurry to take this. We're going to get a handball called against Columbus. So now 3 fouls apiece. Actually, probably on the higher end of foul tallies that we've seen today for a half.
Yeah, it's a lot of fouls, and one of the things you got to think about is just how much fatigue's playing a factor in their inability to control their body as they're going in to make challenges.
All the way up to the ceiling goes that ball on the slide from Ben Ivan. Now up out of goal is Junior Camacho. Across half takes his own go, and it's well off the mark. Showing some acrobatic skills. Gerard, I thought Balish was the rock climber.
I know. Brennan's not the rock climber. Maybe Balish is getting him into it.
Luan Tufani over on the near side. Niles Span well off the mark. He had Prince Chisha in the center area.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know it, but Brennan Foster actually plays the piano. So he's a pianist, and you'd think maybe he's a rock climber.
Easy to get those two confused.
I could tell why.
First timeout of the match being called by Columbus.
First timeout of the day. How about that?
And the first timeout of the day, because in the other games, they don't get timeouts. But in this one, each side does get 1 timeout apiece per half, just along with the FIFA regulations. We're going to set the timer for that. We're going to step aside real quick. We'll keep you right here, but we'll give our voices a break. We'll be back right after the timeout. Out of the timeout, Columbus with a corner. Nothing helpful for them there, but they do win it back right away on the giveaway. Innovation quickly, all four behind the ball. So Columbus called that timeout, but you know, if you're Innovation City, Gerard, what are you talking about in that timeout? You know, 6 minutes ago in the first half, you're down by 3.
More creativity offensively is what I'm talking about, but that's a pretty good opportunity right there that they got. Camacho standing strong, though, in goal with the save, but just creating offense, you know, maintain possession, make some runs into space, create opportunities to score.
That opportunity well off the mark. Restart from Camacho coming shortly.
And
we see that save again. Yeah, wow. Number 9, Jorge Sanchez, right on the goal line, backing up his keeper, saving the opening goal for what would have been the opening goal for Innovation. Excellent from him.
Yeah, you love to see it. And if I'm Columbus, I think one of the main reasons they called that timeout was just for maintenance to withstand this fatigue factor.
Here's Chisha. Back to Ivan. Stop there. Columbus the other way. 2v2. Here's Beggs. Stopped by Span. A great touch there. Garcia thwarts the attack. Columbus have it now. A little space, a little strike off the mark for Jorge Sanchez. That ball got wedged between the bleachers. You saw Foster.
Yeah, and you see how much force it took Foster to pull it out, so you know how much force it's going in there with off the kick.
Toe poke, good area for Brian Rodriguez.
Look, and we talked about it. What did Innovation talk about in the halftime at the timeout? And after the timeout, they've looked a lot better creatively. So, you know, whatever they talked about worked.
4 minutes to go in the first half of this FCS Tour Akron final. An FCS Tour that turned out to be all 4 teams that made it to the knockout stage, all from Ohio, actually.
You know, Ohio showing up strong. Michigan is the standing best team in the futsal right now, with Grand Rapids holding the record in FCS. Well, Ohio, wow!
Goal number 4, Jorge Sanchez to the far post. And Innovation have a lot of work to do if they want to get back into this one.
And we're saying Columbus is making their mark on it, but specifically, not only all of Ohio, but Columbus is really putting the work in today.
Really just poor defending, as we saw in the replay. Two defenders were beat, and especially the last one, I think it was Ben Ivan, really just kind of stabbed in, and not a great effort there, giving up goal number 4. You can tell he's upping his intensity right there. As we near 2.5 to go. Garcia to the end line. Ooh, his cross came through clean. Innovation now the other way. Long one over the head of Camacho, and he will restart. Luan Tufani keeping it at his feet. Going to win a corner. Getting a word from the referee. We do have a cumulative foul against Columbus, so that's their 4th of the half. Just under 2 minutes to go in the half. And that shot collected by Junior Camacho. Gets rid of it quickly to Dante Garcia. Hesitation, a little bit of space. Sliding save. Foster slides too. He gets out there again. Garcia wanted a handball. He's not going to get it.
Wow, and as much as Ben Ivan was out of position on that last one, he was in position for that save.
Deflection from the Columbus defense. Critical in that stopping of the Innovation attack. Camacho came up for the time being, but now he retreats to goal.
Yeah, Dante Garcia had a for sure goal, but the sliding effort from Ivan saved that.
Innovation City now starting their attack from the back with just over 60 seconds to go in the half. Oh, they get one. Up to the pivot. Number 7, Dylan Minard. A little shrug from Ben Ivan.
Wow, and just catching Camacho off guard. What a slick little move to just poke it in there.
So Innovation get one back. They're still down by 3. Innovation whistled for a foul there in their 4th. Now Columbus stand over 8. Opportunity, and they nearly get another easy one.
A really great set piece. Probably the best set piece play we've seen all day today.
That brings us all the way to the end of half number 1. Columbus on top by a score of 4-1. Gerard, before we go to the break, your quick thoughts on what we saw in that first half.
In so many ways, that was the tale of 2 halves. When we think about before the timeout and after the timeout, it looked like a completely different match. And so Innovation, outstanding work coming out of that timeout, making some changes and adjustments. They looked a lot more creative after that, and they really were putting some pressure on Columbus, and they caught Camacho off guard. I mean, that was probably the easiest goal I've seen him let in all day.
They're able to get one back in the 4-goal deficit, so now they're only down by 3. Second half action coming up right after the break. This is the FCS Tour Akron final. Don't go anywhere.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Back. Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, second half action right here, right now in the FCS Tour Akron final. Currently a 4-1 lead for Columbus in the blue against Innovation City, the home squad. This is where they'll be playing their FCS games, and they are in the FCS in the 2025-2026 season. Their first action in FCS play is today. They made it all the way to the final, but currently they have a 3-goal deficit. A rainbow. Can they finish? No. Foster outstretched and the dive, but how about that from Arturo Fernandez right in front of our booth?
Right
Check
in
that
front
out.
of the second player in FCS history with the rainbow flick successfully completed.
That was a very exciting moment just seconds into the second half here. Good turn from DeLucia. Trying to find a teammate, but Columbus is there. And they are content to take as much time as they would like.
Yeah, in so many ways, Columbus was in complete control of the first half, and it was just the few moments after the timeout that Innovation really created some offense and caught out Columbus for a cheeky goal that got past Camacho.
And that is where we stand right now, the 3-goal margin. Columbus trying to make it more, but Foster turns it aside. We got a whistle. I think it was a. I think it's a 4. Was that a 4-second violation? I believe, because it's a turnover, so the keeper restart is the opposite of a corner. I think. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I guess that is. I'm not sure what the initial call was.
It actually looks like it was some kind
just
of a violation.
A keeper restart.
Or like he adjusted the call.
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, we're going to restart from Junior Camacho all the way on the other side of the court.
Yeah, and sometimes it can get confusing because in the outdoor game you just have goal kicks, but in futsal instead of goal kicks we have keeper restarts.
Here is Luan Tufani. Keeps possession with a kick in. Looking for a diagonal right to the Columbus defense. Now Columbus the other way. Herrera, Bolanos, Fernandez, and Scandal, the 4 for Columbus. Great touch there, keeping possession. Can Columbus capitalize? Surely, and they do. It's goal number 5 for number 6, Augusto Barrera.
Wow, really outstanding play right there from Columbus. Arturo Fernandez started that off by beating 2 defenders with his ball work. And then Augusto Barrera, man, wow, just being able to not only get the ball on the wing, but to beat his man to get into the middle for some open space and then just firing a laser into the goal. No chance to stop that for Brendan Foster.
Columbus still trying to attack. They do win a corner. And their lead back out to 4. And in any futsal game, 4 is a fair amount of goals, though goals can come quickly. But in the shortened version that we have in the tours, the 20-minute running clock, 4 goals in 1 half, albeit 16-22 of running clock. That is a tall task.
And this does tie the most goals that we've seen all day. So, you know, this hasn't been a day where we've seen an avalanche of goals. So goals have been pretty difficult to come by for most teams. So to think now that Innovation has to get 4 to get back into this game, that's a tall task.
Innovation do defend well there. Trying to keep possession, but they don't. Fake getting room right at the keeper. Follow-up is off the mark. Arturo Fernandez with the first shot.
He's just having fun out there.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get that close to the arc. One player coming in, you see right there. But it's off where he wanted it to go. Columbus maintain possession. Double coming. Fernandez into the pivot spot, not handled by Bolanos. He's upset with himself. And Gerardo, looks like we gonna get a keeper change for Innovation.
Yeah, and this is Willett coming back. We saw him do a really great job in the second match of the day. And, you know, it is a little surprising to me that we haven't seen more of him.
So Brendan Foster comes out in favor of number 0, Nick Wilhelm. Columbus currently with possession. Foul called against Innovation. And on the floor is Fernandez. Comes up gingerly by walking it off. So free kick about 3 meters outside the, 3 or 4 meters outside the arc here. Overlap is Fernandez, back right to Barrera, and he puts it over the bar. All the way up into the grandstands is that ball. You can see it right there at the top of your screen underneath the basketball hoop. So we got to get a new one into play. And that attack quickly ends for Innovation. Columbus the other way. Fernandez into the middle. Some good possession here for Columbus. And as I say it, they nearly give it away. Juan Bolanos gets clipped. Surely a caution here, and he is going to get one.
And Innovation is racking up the fouls. You know, not a way to get back into this match by racking up the foul count, because as you know, what comes in futsal with this 6th accumulated foul is a PK from the 10-meter spot. So
yellow card for Dylan Minard. Not the first time he's seen a caution today. Fernandez, good work there by Wilhelm to scoop it up, and a great play from Columbus. Nearly got a free opportunity in the arc. But now, Gerard, we have 12 minutes to go, and it's a 4-goal margin here in the final.
Yeah,
nearly 5.
This second half has started a lot like the first half did, just with Columbus in complete control.
Innovation able to string together a few good passes there, but it has been few and far between in this half. And at the moment, it's far from enough. Arturo Fernandez very upset losing that one. Restarting is Wilhelm. Some space inside the arc. Camacho comes up, meets it. Columbus the other way, 3v1. Strike off the post. Augusto Barrera nearly adding to his tally a second goal.
And Columbus right now is like a shark in water. They just see the blood, and they are attacking.
Taking a look at the stat sheet. Oh, hold on a moment. Great strike, Prince Chisha.
But another fantastic save from Camacho.
He was called upon, and he
delivered.
Corner kick for Innovation. Another one, well wide. But as I was mentioning right before that, taking a look at the stats, Innovation has been under heavy fire today. Many shots accumulated for Columbus. And on the other side, as we talk about it, Innovation finds the back of the net. It's number 8, Oliver Legan.
We have not seen Camacho beat many times, and it takes a fantastic strike right there by Legan. Wow, what an effort. Top shelf.
Now Columbus trying to reclaim that margin. We get tick under 10 minutes to go. 3 goals, definitely more manageable than 4 at this point. But still
with 9 minutes left with the running clock, it's still a lot of goals to make up.
Absolutely is. Can they get another one here? They're working hard for it. It sneaks by. Columbus 2v2. Nothing. Oh, ball rolls across the face of goal. No Innovation player to take advantage. They do have a kick in here, though. Inside, turn and strike, blocked. Garcia keeps it in. Now Columbus going the other way, but Tafani steals it. 2v2, defender coming back. Hamaza Balasri saving what would have been a 2v1 and probably an easy goal. And Gerard, a late push here from Innovation, starting to seem like they might have some life. Can they get one? If they get another one here and cut it to 2.
This is eerily reminiscent of the first half where Columbus was in complete control, and then there was just a switch in the momentum, and Innovation gets a little pep in their step, and then before you know it, it's like Columbus is losing control of the game as we pick up another foul from Innovation. That looks like, is that their 4th foul now?
That is their 4th foul. Substitutes getting ready to come on for Columbus. And Garcia in no hurry getting that ball from the hallway. Milking the clock as much as he can. Beggs gives it away. Innovation now. Tafani. Chisa still has it. Another foul accumulated against Columbus. Innovation bench likes to hear it. They still have their work cut out for them. It's a 3-goal deficit under 7 minutes to go. Here's Luan Tufani. That's going to be a second touch. Wasn't that a second touch? I guess maybe I missed it. I thought that was a second touch on the keeper.
I didn't think it was.
Must not have been. I must have been imagining. We've had a lot of futsal, and I think I just. He had a touch on the. He had a touch in the attacking half. I got mixed still. It wasn't completely crazy, just halfway.
Yeah, halfway.
Just halfway.
It is a smaller court, too, so that's the other part. From a length perspective, this is a little bit smaller than some of the courts we're used to. So we can give you some credit for that.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
not by a lot. It's only a few
not
meters.
by a lot.
Columbus here forcing a save out of Wilhelm. Another one. Toe poke off the mark for Barrera. Now Innovation City the other way. Ooh, ball inside. DeLucia had an opportunity. He has it here, but he stopped stone cold. Fernandez all the way to Sanchez, forcing a slide save from Wilhelm. Columbus is right back at it again. Oh, to the far post, saved by Tafani. They're not out of it yet. And Columbus get it. It's number 18, Arturo Fernandez.
And Fernandez has been hunting that goal all game long, and he finally delivers.
And he gets it, most likely putting this game well out of reach.
Yeah, and this has really been the most complete performance of any team today. Columbus is putting on a show for us here in a way that really they didn't do in any match today.
And Innovation find the back of the net somehow. Scored by number 17, Prince Chisha. And they get it right back as we see it again. Yeah, just right behind the three defenders of Columbus.
Very uncharacteristic of Columbus. It's like that last goal where you thought they put it out of reach. It's like they kind of just relaxed for a moment. And it's one of the things that Columbus needs to be careful of. There's still 4 minutes left, so no time to relax. They might have been playing a complete dominating performance, but they still got to close it out. And that is now the 5th foul on Innovation. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout from Columbus.
Haven't got the attention of the referee quite yet. And there it is. Timeout for Columbus with 3:49 to go. It's a 3-goal margin. We're going to step aside just for a moment. The last 4 minutes of the FCS Tour final in Akron coming up right on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. Columbus out of the timeout. Nearly get that one. And Innovation they have brought in what looks to be a 5th attacker in the keeper spot, Ben Ivan. He's got the yellow penny on. They're going to give every push that they can.
And this is the time to do it. 3 minutes left. It's now or never if you're going to come back in this match.
And here he is, Ben Ivan, getting across half. He gives it away quickly. Could be an empty net opportunity for Columbus. And they miss it. The whole bench for Innovation yelling, get high, get up the floor. And another giveaway. Surely this one will be off the post. Open net opportunity for Arturo Fernandez. Excuse me. It's going to be a goal restart and a yellow card coming for Arturo Fernandez. He knows and he doesn't really care. He knows there's only 2.5 to go. And a chance here dealt with by Camacho. And with 2:20 to go, with every second that ticks, the odds of Innovation getting back into this one slimmer and slimmer, as if 3 goals in a 2-minute and 9-second running clock wasn't already slim enough. The double coming here. Innovation win it. Strike saved from Camacho. They keep it, Columbus. Trying to go into the corner. Pressure from Innovation. They can't keep it in play. Just over 90 seconds to go in the FCS Tour Akron final. Columbus surely have sealed their fate as the champions with this 3-goal lead. Innovation fighting to the last whistle. And Columbus, nearly score another one. We're going to get a whistle. Innovation wanted advantage. Their bench goes ballistic. We get under 1 minute to play. Giving everything they got, Ben Ivan and company. Now to be restarted by Junior Camacho. Columbus have all but stopped playing here with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier with them playing completely through the match. They're a little bit of game management here to roll this out because they definitely want to get the victory in at
wide
this point.
Open. Save, and he's clearly out of the box. And he's going to get a yellow. And the last-ditch effort from Ben Ivan, that's going to take us all the way to all zeros. And Columbus Futsal are your FCS Tour Akron champions.
Just an incredibly impressive performance from Columbus here in this final. What a complete match from them. And to see it over the course of the day, to see how these two teams lined up to begin the day, to see how it finished, really impressive effort from Columbus. At this point, I'm very hopeful to see them in the national showcase to test their merit against teams that we know have a really great track record of performance in the FCS, like Grand Rapids Olay, Midwest United. What a great opportunity it could be for them.
And so with the 6-3 victory, Columbus comes out as the champions. And Gerard, over the course of today, we'll talk about Columbus in just a moment. But let's just talk for a second about Innovation, how they got here today. I overheard the players earlier. We weren't the only ones surprised that they got to this point in the tournament today.
Yeah, it was really surprising to see what they did and how they did it. They started the day a little shaky, but they built on it throughout the entire day. And one of the things, even when they had less players available for that second match against Lansing City, it's like they increased the intensity that they played with.
And so for Columbus, they're going to be presented the trophy for the FCS Akron Tour. Welcome, guys. We're live right now. We just finished the FCS Tour. You guys came out as the champions, a 6-3 victory. Congratulations, Columbus Futsal, the champions of FCS Tour Akron. Amazing. Dante, come on over here, man. Yeah, come on over here. Yeah. So I'm here with Dante Garcia, and your teammates are celebrating behind you. I had a chance to talk with you in the middle of the action today after you guys played your first game. This week was the first time a lot of these guys really came together and played as a unit. That's correct?
Yeah, 3 training sessions together. Yeah, that's cold. 3 training sessions together, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday come up, and we balled out on, Saturday. So, thank you for having us. It was an absolute pleasure. FCS is going places, and we want to be a part of it. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, you bet, Dante. If you had to point to one moment in your journey today that you felt like when this moment happened, you're like, hey, I think we have what it takes to take it all the way, what moment would that be?
Yeah, that would be Brian, my buddy who plays with me here in the team, who's been a friend since we were 15 years old. You know, the trust that we put in each other, and I knew that we had the trust in the team. So when everybody comes together collectively like that and just comes to have fun and play, you know, great things happen. So that was the moment in the first game I kind of knew, like, hey, we can do something here. So it was exciting, and I'm happy to be here. So
That's awesome. And the last question, just tell me what you experience when you get to lift the cup with these guys that, you call teammates and come out on top. What was that like?
yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, they sprayed me with water. We had a good time. You know, there was a moment on the bench where, you know, we scored a goal, and they're like, hey, Dante's having fun, because I'm usually the serious one, you know. I'm like, hey, guys, we got to win. We got to focus. But it was great to see them, see me have fun, and hear them say that. It was way cool, you know. So, yeah, it was a great moment.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for bringing Columbus Futsal to FCS Tour Akron. And we got one more.
Yeah, we need to know. Will Columbus Futsal be defending the Tour Championship at the National Showcase in July?
Heck yeah. Why not? Let's go. We're ready, baby. Give me
Love
a couple
it.
months with these guys and watch what we can do.
Well, you heard it here first. They want to come back to the National Showcase. Thanks so much, Dante. Thanks for having us. Amazing. I was getting oh, yes. We're going to get another interview here with Lebron Tufani. Come right over here. Am I saying your name right? Lebron Tufani? Luan Tufani. I'm glad I found out. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. So tell me about this experience, right? This is your guys' first. I mean, you just built this team like months ago. Right, you guys just came together. You know, Brandon Bolish puts it together. Just recently, this is your first FCS action. And in the tour, you guys make it all the way to the final. What was that like?
We were all surprised, but very well pleased. Like you said, it's a brand new team. Most of the people never played futsal before. So I think, you know, all things considered, we did pretty good.
That's
and
awesome.
It's exciting to be here too, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, we were so happy to be able to see you guys and the rest of your team. Tell me about what you're looking forward to as, you know, you guys, there's more opportunities for futsal this summer. I don't know if you guys are participating in some of the other tours or not, but tell me what's exciting to you about what's to come for Innovation City.
I think what you just said, I don't know if we're going to participate in anything this summer, but we're playing the league in the fall, so we got some time to build up and, you know, hopefully do just as well or not better during the league, so we're definitely looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. It was good to see you guys out there.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Gerard, any other thoughts, man?
You know, what an exciting tour. Lansing started off the FCS Tour, and Akron delivered. We got a couple more locations coming this summer. The National Showcase is next month. Wow. You know, to see, we got the firsthand experience with Columbus Futsal. That was outstanding. And now we got the commitment. We need to make sure that our commish, Jake George, locks them in to coming to the National Showcase. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, you heard Gerard say commish. Jake always corrects and says no.
Yeah, no. Director of Operations.
Director of Operations. Director of Operations. So, Jake, just tell me about, you know, this was the second iteration of the FCS Tour.
Yeah.
First one in Lansing, second one here in Akron. We got one more to go in the summer. What have you seen from the tour, and has it accomplished what FCS was hoping it would?
So far, yeah, it's been great, Jared. You know, the important thing for us was to figure out, you know, where these teams are in the market, who are the exciting teams we haven't talked to yet. And I think we saw it today with our champion, Columbus Futsal, someone that's not in FCS yet, maybe someday. You know, that's obviously something we look forward to. And, you know, big thing for us is seeing where the futsal fans are, and I think we saw it today. So we're really excited for the next step now in Baltimore.
Yes, and actually, in between that, there is the National Showcase. So in between the next tour, National Showcase, give the fans a little preview if they're, you know, thinking about, hey, maybe I'm going to tune in and watch the National Showcase. What can the fans expect at the National Showcase in Lansing on July 11th through 13th?
Yeah, so you guys saw from the tours, it's really smash and grab schedule. It's a running clock. You know, we take out some of the traditional rules of the game. We're going to go back to traditional rules of the game. It's going to be a 3-day tournament. So, you know, we're going to get back to true futsal in its purest form. And we're going to see a lot of the FCS teams we're expecting to see next season participate in it, which is going to be great. It's going to be a great little mid-off-season check-in and see how everybody's doing. So I'm excited.
So I don't know how many teams have been announced, but can you tell us about any teams that are going to be participating?
Yeah, absolutely. So Olay is coming. You know, they're going to put their reputation on the line again as champions, defending champions. Lansing City, of course, has to be there, especially hosting. Midwest, we'll have Shoreline City, Chicago House, and then Capital Futsal from the Lansing Tour is actually making a comeback as well. And then from the sounds of things, maybe we see Dante's Columbus Futsal back too. So could be a really exciting weekend.
Exciting. Sounds like maybe an understatement with those teams at play, and we get to see Shoreline for the first time.
Shoreline City as well.
Yeah, that's
right.
well that you mentioned that. So I just we get to see them for the first time, which is really cool. So yeah, this tour comes to a close. If you had to pick out, your favorite moment of the tour today, this is the last question. What moment do you pick out?
Well, you guys know I'm biased because I'm from here, and to be able to see futsal back in Akron, just period, has been a really special treat for me. So 5 years since we saw something of this level in the city of Akron, and I'm really glad that the FCS was able to bring it back and then, kind of showcase what this winter is going to be for Innovation City and any potential fans that want to come check them out. So just the fact we're back in Northeast Ohio just makes me tickled fancy.
And in fact, all the teams that made it to the knockout stage, all from Ohio. Now, Ohio is a big state, but all from Ohio, which is pretty interesting. So thanks so much, Jake, for your time.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. This was a great event, and we appreciate you guys being a part of it.
Yes, and so I'll put this on and just say from all of us at FCS Live, Gerard Ascani, Jake George, you were on the mic a lot today, Jared Kluppel, the awesome camera people we had, stats, producers that are off-site. We had multiple people off-site help us. This was amazing. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys at the National Showcase. It's time to tear down and go home, guys. We'll see you later.